What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kiwan, and I am back with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 13, Episode 23, Grand Gestures or Grand Jester. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video. Make sure y'all like the video so I can stay in the algorithm, okay? This episode was okay. It was okay. It was just okay. Okay, that's all I got, okay? So the episode start with the montages. We see Zane, Ashley, Erica, and Dro. I want to say they were eating lunch or something. They were eating together. And Erica lets everybody know that Dro is now her manager / fiance. And I'm like, why would you do that? Anyway, I don't know if Mendices moved in the kids' room, baby. I don't know what's going on. But then we also found out from the montage from Key that she doesn't have a manager as well. But we knew that not last episode, but the episode before that. So we get to Jessica and Nathan. She feels like they need to perfect their communication. And Nathan wish she would have discussed more things in private. All right. I didn't get much from that, but just basically things that they just need to work on within the relationship. So we get to Jock's home. There's a bunch of little kids running around. Why? Because his grandbaby is having a birthday party. It was so cute. The babies were so cute. Okay. So Mendices at this point has to be desperate because he's actually talking to Ashley and Zane about him and the Yandy situation. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Anyway, Mendices said that he's never cheated on Yandy, which I don't believe. Zane is still carrying on about Ashley not changing her last name. And how he sat there and took up for Mendices the bros over hoes code, which pisses me off because Zane is the biggest cheater, pumpkin eater. Okay, shout out to Giselle. I don't like her, but shout out to her. Okay, so Mendices find Jock and start venting to Jock in a way Jock's face was looking like, I really don't want to hear that right now, but we gonna put something together. Sir, go to a therapist. Okay, I just feel like you getting what you deserve. You handed this lady your ass to kiss, and now she's gone, and now you acting like you don't know what to do. You can do all things through Christ Jesus. Okay, I'm just saying. So Rennie, we find out that Rennie's baby daddy was arrested, and I think he caught a RICO charge or something. I think this is the one. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But I think this was the one who had the RICO charge, and she's doing everything she can to get his bond paid, etc. And she said she gonna stick by his side. And I just kind of feel like you hoes hate to see when Jesus is giving you an out. Okay, I feel like this is my second time implementing the Lord in this review. Okay, so maybe I'll have a lot of reference to Jesus. Maybe that'll cut down all my cussing, but we'll see. So Ashley, Key, and Erica hang out, and Key, we find out, and she may have said this early on in the season, but I didn't catch it. So Key deals with both men and women. She's celibate at the moment, but she was like, listen, when I get my man, I need my man to man, and when I get my woman, I need her to cook and clean. And I'm just like, girl, you are misogynoir little, okay? Because you don't know how to cook, you don't know how to clean, you need a woman to do that for you. Why can't you get the man to cook and clean for you? Like, I don't understand. Okay, like, but whatever. This is not my life. This is Queen Key's life, aka Dimples. Okay. So we also found out that Queen Key asked Erica out on a date, and she slid in her DMs and asked her on a date. It seems as though there is something there. I caught it. I know Ashley caught it because she's right there and she's nosy. But yeah, something, it's a little flirtation going on. And she was like, well, I feel like a third, basically felt like a little third wheel, but hey, it is what it is. But the link up I thought was a good time because everybody don't fool with Ashley, and I get it, but Ashley ain't as messy as the rest of this cast. Like, they are a mess. And I think her exclusion is always by way of her husband. And so she be with her husband, and therefore you and your husband will be excluded from a lot of things. So the cast, it seems as though the cast don't want to film with any of them. So anyway, Kendra and Yandy, they meet up. Yandy talks about the whole Sierra situation, and I felt like she was right in that moment. She said, why did Sierra get into a fight over something that had absolutely nothing to do with her? And Yandy said, basically, she just needs to tend to her own garden. Like, Sierra got some issues, and as we can see, they're playing out in real time. So Yandy is now saying that Mendices is getting her long stem roses, sending her long notes. And I'm looking at her like, girl, don't fall for that. Like, just be single. And I think that's the thing. He wants her. It feels like Mendices wants Yandy to be all about him, and he gives her nothing in return, as he's always done. And so since she's not doing any of it, he wants it back. So he's going to try to get it back by any means necessary. Anyway, Kendra tells Yandy that Jock has been helping Mendices with all of his grand gestures for Yandy. And so she hopes it wins Yandy over because it worked for her when Jock did those gestures for her. And for me, I just feel like to this day, you was never supposed to marry Jock, or Joceel is what you like to call him, let alone take him back. Like, I'm just going to say this. I cannot stand you hoes who want other women to sit in a space, in a relationship where that shit is mediocre as fuck. Okay? You going to go through all of this bullshit with your nigga, and you want her to be the same way because you don't know no better. Okay? It's giving, having a piece of man is better than having no man. So I'm going to take what I got. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, no. Shout out to Betty Wright. Okay. It's just that you don't know me. And I don't know you. I'm sorry. Y'all remember when they found out you broke up? Y'all, look, I have that song on rotation. Do I know it? No. Do I know a lot of parts of it? I do. It's just certain parts we shouldn't sing. Okay? Anyway, Kendra said that the grand gesture that Jock did for her changed their life. And I was like, but then he had a whole baby on you. Like, Kendra, please. Okay? So, Yandy said Mendices is trying to, like, some days he'll try, I guess, come climb in a bed with her or something. I think I heard that wrong, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he be trying to get a little beat. But go DM them women and go get something from them. Okay? So Bambi and Jessica meets up. Jessica, I'm thoroughly confused at what Jessica is wanting from Nathan. But I guess I didn't get much from this scene. So then we move over to Rennie and Carly. I will say this. I really think Rennie and Carly are really good friends. Like, the way she checks on Rennie is not the same way she checked on Rashida, because let's be clear, they're not friends like that. And the expectation that Rashida was having from Carly was a little bit too much for me. Now, Rennie, on the other end, I can understand if Rennie was mad at Carly for her not reaching out. But you can tell that that is her real friend, because she said this: I saw what was on the blogs and I immediately called Rennie. Last week, y'all remember, she told Rashida, I saw what was on the blogs, but I didn't think it was real. She don't Rashida like that, and it is what it is. All right. So Rennie has been with this man. Apparently, she's been with him for like two years, and she said she gonna stick beside him. And I'm just like, Lord, help him, Jesus. Carly said she understands why people are questioning Rennie and why people are wanting Rennie to leave this man, just so she won't get grouped in any of this. Rennie has been in this situation twice from, I guess, from a previous relationship. I don't know if it was two or one from that. Well, twice. So this would be the second time, or I don't know if this was twice before. But she was like, I don't understand why this keeps happening. It keeps happening because you don't value yourself. You had to know what this man was in. You had to know what these people had been in after spending so much time with them. Like, the fact that you are willing to risk your kids, willing to risk your life, your unborn child, over Pink is really insane to me. I also, so apparently the people on social media the people on social media have been talking about Rennie and saying how she's gonna leave him like she did the other man. And if she did, okay. Because I feel like if it was me, and if I was a guy, I would be like, listen, I don't want you to get involved in any of this. I don't, whatever, like, but y'all, a lot of times y'all guys be wanting these women to ride or die for you, and you wouldn't return. If the situation was reversed, you would not return the favor. Just like, can we go back to Yandy and Mendices? Yandy held him down, and he turned around and told her, I don't think I could have done the same for you. Like, I just feel like that's crazy. So I also feel like Rennie is one of those women, based on what social media is saying, she's going to stay to kind of be like, I ain't leaving my man. To prove people wrong. And you have two kids and I think a baby on the way. Now, I don't know if she had her baby, but you have two kids and a baby on the way. And you staying with this guy, like, what are you teaching your children? What are you teaching your son? And what are you teaching your daughter? And at this point, I just feel like Rennie's not trying to hear anybody's opinion. I think it's crazy. I do. I think it's insane. I'm not judging, but I think if it was anybody like from your family or anything like that, you would talk them off the ledge. And I'm just saying, I think that this is crazy. Anyway, Zane and Mendices, they are having a conversation. Mendices admits to Zane about his marriage being fake. We all knew that. Zane was talking about how, what's her name? How Ashley has all of these women. I have 3 men tattooed on her. And I'm like, he was like, and every time I try to do X, Y, and Z with her, I get, okay, it's supposed to be like this, but he get like this. I just don't like Zane. And I'm just going to say he got ED. Okay? So, Rennie and Carly. We go back to Rennie and Carly. And if that's Rennie's brother, he looks good. Okay? He is very handsome. She said she's not leaving him because she don't want to grieve anybody else. Rennie, you need therapy, sweetie. You need grief therapy. You don't want to sit alone and have to deal with the fact that your mom passed. So you rather deal with somebody who don't value you just because you don't want to sit alone and grieve. Like and so she wants to be busy through her music. But I feel like your mind is clouded because you lost your mom. You're pregnant. I don't know if she was pregnant in those scenes, but you have this situation with this man. You have to take care. You're a single mom. You have to take care of your kids. And you have all of these worries. And you don't want to head to therapy to place these things in other spaces. Now, I get Rennie does yoga, and that's fine. And I thought I heard Rennie say she is in therapy. I thought I heard her say that, and I really, really hope so. Because if therapy works, your mindset will change, and there are a lot of things that you won't deal with anymore. I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, Nathan proposes to Jessica. It was cute. I thought her dress was really, really cute. And she has the body. She has that model type body. I just wonder if she really want marriage, because she went from a strong no to all of a sudden okay. And I do feel like people like Jessica that remind, there are some similarities I share with Jessica. You're so tough and you put up this wall because somebody hurt you. And the wall is it let me tell y'all, this wall is high is as high as heaven, and it's as long as the Great Wall of China. And in those walls it is metal and bricks and all of that. And then behind that is some barbed wires and some vicious pit bull puppies. Some pit bulls with venomous teeth. Okay? That is what my wall looked like. Okay? And I think Jessica was the exact same way. But I also think that there is that space in that little thought in the back of your mind that absolutely want to be with somebody. Okay? I'm just saying, mine has been overridden by the wall and the puppy. The wall and the vicious dogs and the bad teeth and the barbed wire and all. Yeah. I've really been putting y'all in my relationship single life lately. Okay. Anyway, I just really question if this is something that she really want, or if she's doing it because she's pregnant. And you can say what you want to us, but you have to be present and be in the moment and understand. Because I don't know, I find it odd because she was just saying how she wanted to travel to Paris and New York, and now you want to be a kept woman and you want to settle down, and that's fine, but make sure that's something you want, and not because it is baby, and not because there is a level of security which is good, and you with a man that's family oriented, and so are you, but it has to be more in depth than that. It has to make sense, if that makes sense. Anyway, let me mind my business. So Yandy in Mendices, he takes her to a little pumpkin patch, a little kitty pumpkin patch. So he was like, I want to hold your hand, and he wanted to get in good with Yandy. So basically, the whole conversation, he wants to be Yandy's friend just based on the cards. He wants friendship. She's confused, I'm confused, so I know everybody else on here is just as confused as me. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm sorry. Let me say this. I was not confused. Upon listening to him and reading the cue cards, he only wants friendship. He keeps saying he wants them to be friends first. I just don't think he desires Yandy, and I don't think I think he loves Yandy. I don't think he wants to be with Yandy. I think he wants them to be friends, and I think he wants them to live together, and it's just codependent. I think Mendices want a codependent friendship with Yandy. Well, Yandy is still doing a lot of things for him, and because he's codependent on Yandy. Anyway, I just want Yandy to live her single life. I would like if Mendices would live in a different house. And that's just my opinion. And I really can't be wrong. But he just kept saying friend. Everything was friend, friend, friend. Apparently they have not been intimate in over a year. And I was like, whoa. So again, that goes back to the conversation he had with Ashley and Zane. You have done something with somebody. You, not Mendeecees, like, sir, please. So anyway, Yandy was like, so she was saying that basically he's selling her friendship. He broke her down, telling her like the mistakes that she has made. And she was just like, I'm more confused than when we started at the cornfield. Okay, this what that episode ended. Next week, Zane, of course, is finna piss me off, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be cussing him out because it's gonna be it's gonna be much needed. The fact that you're calling another woman and letting her see a tattoo, I don't know if he went to go get another woman's name, his baby mama. I don't know, but I feel like that is team too much. And for me, Ashley, as beautiful as she is, her self-esteem is in the toilet. I need you to come out of that arrested development stage and stop being that young girl that, that fell for Little Zane with the one song, with the one bar, okay, off the 112 song. I'm saying, like, I need her to grow up. He won't. He's the dummy. But I need her to see what this is in front of her. And I do think that she's only with him just based on his name. Not to get something out of him, but you've been with him for this long and you don't want to go anywhere because something in you, again, little self-esteem is in the toilet. Because I'm sorry, y'all, Zane couldn't, not even, but she gonna stick beside him, and I don't understand that, y'all. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. Anyway, that's all I got, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. I really did ramble because I was trying to stretch out the review, but I'm really going to have to learn how to articulate my words just a little bit more in my sentences. But that's a me thing. That has nothing to do with y'all. Sorry about that. Again, this is your girl, Kiwan, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.